What really came through and what I want to share with you, what the messages say is to remember that the money goal is never above you. It's never bigger than you. It's not better than you. Whatever that goal is that you're reaching towards, whether it's 10K months, 100K months, $3,000 a month, $80,000 a year, $100,000 a year, whatever the money goal is, you have to remember that you are bigger than the money goal. You are the powerful money manifester. And it's an honor for money to work with you, to work through you and with you, to come into your life, to come into your business, especially those of you who are running heart centered, soulful businesses. Right now, you feel like your business is maybe coasting along, or maybe it's not where you want it to be, and it feels like there's kind of this resistance and there's this back and forth with money. I want you to know, I'm here to remind you that money wants to work with you and through your business and through your heart-centered work. And it's time for you to remember that. And so if you have this money goal, this money intention that you set for yourself that you're working towards, and it feels like it's, harder than it needs to be, it feels challenging, it feels like it's an uphill battle, I want you to really connect into this number, this amount that you are working towards calling in, and ask yourself, do you feel like this number is above you? Do you feel like it's better than you? Just helping to really shift the energy for you to really acknowledge that the number that you are calling in right now, that you're really focusing on embodying within the work that you're doing, is not better than you. You are meant to work with whatever this number is, and really invite yourself to see yourself as the person that's already attracting this amount, whatever it is. 20K months, 10K months, $100,000 a month, $100,000 a year. What really came through earlier when I was connecting into this message was shifting energetically from what you're making a year into what you're making a month. Because whatever you're making in a year, that's what you are available for. That's what you really truly feel energetically that you're able to call in. But you can shift what you're making in a year into what you're making every single month. But part of really shifting into this energetically is looking at and being honest about, do you think that this number is better than you? It's bigger than you. It's something that's impossible for you to really attract in. Because if you're true with that answer and you really truly believe that, then that's why it's not coming in the way that you desire it. And that's what happens when we desire a certain amount to come into our business, but then it's not happening. Months go by, years go by, and it's not happening. It's because we are not connected into it actually being a possibility for us. And then there's things, I like to call them these pools, these energetic pools that are stagnant within us because of past experiences that we've had, because of beliefs that we've had, because of things that we've taken on from other people that are energetically just kind of sitting there. And we need to really rush in fresh energy and shift that out so we can really, really step into that amount of money that we want to call in. Because, like I said, money does want to work with you and through you, especially if you are a soulfulpreneur. If you're feeling really called to be a leader within your industry, within the work that you're doing, then money is part of that equation. Money is here to work with you and support you. But if you're seeing money in this other light, if you're seeing it as something that doesn't align with you on the level that you're at, if you're like, "Oh, well, it's way up here and it's over here and it's out there and I can't call it in," then that's why it's not coming to you in the way that you're saying that you want it to, the way that you really feel, but then you're not seeing it in your physical reality. And I'm all about really bridging the gap between the spiritual and the practical. I call it bridging the gap between your work and your woo. You know, your work is the practical action that you're taking, the aligned action, the strategies that you're using, the different bold action that you're taking within your business and your life. And then the woo feels a little more feminine, a little more playful, but it really is the energetics. It's the spiritual tools, it's the spiritual guidance, the downloads that you're receiving. But it's about using both of these within what you're doing. And so if you have this practical number that you're calling in, but then on this energetic level, there's all these things that don't align with that, that's where the bridge is not forming. That's where the bridge is just it's weak. It's not as strong as it could be, or maybe it's not built all the way through. It's under construction still. We gotta finish the construction. We gotta bridge the gap so that you can call in this number amount that you want. And again, take it off of this standard that's above you. I've been hearing this a lot. This is what really came through when I was channeling into this, is that a lot of you as spiritual entrepreneurs, soulfulpreneurs, heart-centered entrepreneurs are setting these beautiful money goals because you know what's possible. You believe that it's possible, but really internally and on an energetic deep level, you this money goal seems so much bigger than you. But you have to see yourself as so much bigger than it because you are. You're a powerful creator, a powerful money manifester. You can't see yourself as down here in the corner. That's why I say a lot about, a lot of you are referring to your business as a startup or a small business. And I did this too. I called my business a startup for a really long time. I came from the tech industry, so it was all about the startup space. And that's a great place to start. Yes, you want to get your startup going, you want to get your side hustle, your soul hustle going, but then it comes a point where it needs to shift into being an abundant business, a global business. And when you're not making that shift and you're staying over here in the corner, you're not opening yourself up to opportunities, then you're seeing these number goals that you really want as, well, I can't bring that in because I have this small little startup business over here. I don't have this big, abundant, beautiful business over here that, of course, it's calling in that amount. When you start thinking about these number goals as, of course, my business is calling in this amount, it's obvious. It's not even that big of a deal. That's the thing. It's like we're making such a big deal about the number. It can't be a big deal. And I know that's easier said than done. And I would invite you to like take time with it. Be really honest about the number that you're calling in, whatever that amount is. I heard 20K earlier because I was having a conversation about 20K months. So whatever that number is, but if that 20K feels like this big, huge thing, instead of like, of course, that 20K is coming in, then maybe start with 18 or 17. Sometimes I think these round numbers have a little bit too much. When you think about it from a numerology standpoint, zero can be any number. So two holds an energy, one, eight, all these numbers hold energies. And if you're thinking of 2000, maybe the 000 is kind of tripping you up. So come up with a different number. 17, 17,186. You know, 18,452. Whatever the number is. And think of it as you're on the same bridge as this number. You and this money goal, you're walking from the woo-woo side and it's walking from the work side, and you guys are just on the same level. And you really have to think of it that way in order to bring it in. Because if you're walking on the bridge down here and your money goal is walking on this bridge up here, that's you can't get there. How are you going to get there? I mean, you can get there, but it's like you're not currently getting there because you're walking on a different level. Because your 20K months or your 18K months or whatever it is walking up here and you're down here at your 3K, 10K, 15, whatever the number is. It honestly doesn't matter what the number is. And I don't necessarily like to focus on specific numbers because it has to be really honed into you. Like you decide what the number is. And I think a really beautiful place to start and something I'd love for you to think about and see how this resonates with you is that idea of how much are you making in a year? And what does it feel like to make that amount in a month? How does that feel energetically? Do you feel like you're on the same bridge? Do you feel like the bridge is coming up to the bridge that you want to walk towards? Or does it feel just completely like the bridge is not even in your awareness? You don't even see the bridge. Because you have to really, like I said, bridge. I know I keep using the word bridge, but I feel like that's the easiest way to describe it. I'm a visual person, but you really do have to bridge that gap, or you're never really going to be able to match where you want to be. So it's not above you, you're not below it. It's on the same level, and you're walking towards it, and it's there, and you have it. Journal on this if you need to. Write it out. I know a lot of you tell me you're not visual people, but I feel like this is a really good visual analogy that just came through, and so I hope that it really, really helps you. And write it out. What is that number that you really truly desire to call in, but it's not coming in and it's been weeks, months, years, however long it's been. You need to get honest with yourself of is the number above you because it's not. It really truly isn't. You just feel like it is. And so it's time to get honest with yourself and journal that out and connect into it. Because if the number came to you, then it wants to work with you and it wants to come through the work that you're doing through your business. But you have to be energetically aligned with it. And so I hope this video helps you to really start to make that shift to energetically align into it. Just to help you anchor that in a little bit of light language for you. If this felt powerful to you, if it felt interesting to you, if it felt like something that you wanted to dive a little bit deeper into, I am offering one-on-one energy readings at this time for soul business blueprint readings, manifest money readings, and dream bigger manifestation readings. I won't always be offering them in this way one-on-one, but right now I currently am and have everything linked in the description so you can check it out. Watch this again if you need to, if this resonates with you, if this is something that you are really calling into your life, work, and business. If you have this money goal that is on your heart, you know that it's meant for you, but it's not coming through. It's time to get honest and clear about where does this money goal sit with you? Because it shouldn't be sitting somewhere up here. It should be sitting right next to you. It's your friend, it's there to support you. It's not above you. So I hope this helps you today. Let me know in the comments below how this resonates, and I will see you in my next video. Aloha.